Hey guys, John V here from PhoneArena. You're watching our in-depth video review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE. It's available right now through Verizon Wireless. It has 4G LTE connectivity and fits right between the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus and the Galaxy Tab 8.9. So you're probably wondering what's new aside from the fact that it has a new screen size. Well, for starters, it's the very first tablet to sport a Super AMOLED Plus display. Steering away from the usual design characteristics we find with the other Galaxy Tabs, these Galaxy Tab 7.7 is pretty easy in the hands to hold. You can tell with one hand, not too much of a problem. That's thanks to the half-inch bezel around display, so it kind of minimizes its overall footprint. It has a metallic body, gives it a good sturdy feel to it, but it does tend to be a little bit hollow in the back. But we do like its refreshing looks. It's very different for the Galaxy Tab series, and still pretty lightweight and also streamlined by today's standards. No doubt about it, the big standout feature with the tablet is its 7.7-inch WXGA Super AMOLED Plus display. It's actually the very first time we're seeing it on a tablet, so it's quite refreshing. As far as details, it's pretty admirable because of its resolution. It's pretty much what we find with most high-end tablets, so it makes even fine text more than legible. And seeing that it boasts a Super AMOLED Plus display that has all those qualities that we love about it. For example, its wide viewing angles, its exceptional saturated colors, its high contrast, and it makes the color black, look like black, so it really stands out a lot. On the left side tablet, we have a couple of plastic flaps covering the micro SD card and micro SIM card slots. While on the right edge, you have the dedicated power button, the volume control, and also the IR blaster, which turns the tablet into a universal remote. Featuring dual speakers, it offers 5.1 surround sound, and with the 30-pin proprietary connection port, you gain data connectivity, video out, and also charging functionalities. On the top edge of the tablet, the only thing that we find are the 3.5mm headset jack and a microphone. In terms of camera, we have a 2-megapixel front-facing one, while in the rear we have a 3.2-megapixel autofocus camera with LED flash that has the ability to shoot 1080p videos. So as expected, we find the TouchWiz UX experience running on top of Android 3.2 Honeycomb on the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE. Now, we're not sad in the fact that it doesn't run the latest version of Android with Ice Cream Sandwich, just because the overall presentation between the two aren't a whole lot different from one another. But nevertheless, you still get all the personalization aspects that you love about Android. You have the rich set of live panels here with the various widgets. Gives you a lot of pertinent information right from the home screen. And on top of it, you have the mini apps tray here, which overlays some of the core organization applications on top of whatever you're doing. So it does make for some pretty good multitasking aspects, but not everyone's going to take fancy to it. So the Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE performs pretty much on the same pace as other Honeycomb tablets we've checked out in the past. Meaning, for most basic tasks, such as moving around the home screen with the static wallpaper, it's pretty responsive and has a good amount of fluidity to it. Other things, such as opening up applications, doing pinch gestures like that, for zooming, it maintains a good amount of responsiveness. But when you try to test it out with something a little bit more processor intensive, for example, a live wallpaper, it shows some strain and also sluggishness. It's very evident in portrait usage. You just notice that it has a lot more delays and does tarnish its overall performance. Honestly, we can never get enough of 4G LTE connectivity just because it makes for just a great experience for surfing the web. And that's what we get with the Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE here, as it's able to load up complex web pages like ours in no time at all. And on top of that, its performance is pretty good. It maintains a good amount of fluidity with pinch gestures, kinetic scrolling, stuff like that, and handles Flash content relatively well with very few issues. One of the cool things found with this guy here is the fact that it features an IR blaster, which isn't something you necessarily find with other tablets, and combines with the preloaded PL Smart application here, so you can have a really rich TV experience. You have a virtual remote, so you can control your TV or DVR all in the palm of your hands. As far as playing music, you have the TouchWiz music player, which isn't really fancy looking with its presentation, a little bit more on the conventional side, so nothing really snazzy about it. But as far as the audio quality with its dual speakers, we're content by them. They might not be the strongest out there, but they produce some neutral tones that don't strain the loudest volume setting. And on top of that, we're presented with quite a few different equalizer settings to better fine-tune its quality. Seriously, if you're big into watching videos or just a lot of media-centric stuff, you'll definitely appreciate the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE. For example, the video we have here is encoded in DivX 1920 by 1080 resolution, so 1080p, just because of its Super AMOLED Plus display, just makes for a phenomenal experience. Very superb with its rich colors, its good details, and it's moving at a good rate, and really captures the attention of our eyes. For those who are brave enough to take photos with the tablet, you'll be content with the images produced by its 3.2 megapixel camera. Now, its overall quality isn't stellar, but they're good enough to accept. For scenery shots outdoors in good lighting, details tend to be a little bit on the soft side, and doesn't handle dynamic range that well just because it tends to overexpose brighter spots, but nevertheless, it's decent enough for a 4x6 printout. Unfortunately though, for indoor shots under low lighting, you could forget about it just because it's marred by an extensive amount of noise, making it very grainy looking, but luckily its LED flash is able to counteract some of those deficiencies. We might have been forgiving in terms of taking photos with the tablet. When it comes to 720p video capture, you could pretty much forget about it just because it's pretty horrendous looking. For starters, it's very poor looking with details, and on top of that, there's just a lot of artifacting going on when you're panning, so it does reduce its quality. It does shoot it relatively smooth at 29 frames per second and has clear audio recording, but you can't get over the fact that it's just very ugly looking. For a 4G LTE enabled tablet, we're pretty appeased by the results with its battery life. After fully charging it, we're able to get out easily a day's worth of normal usage out of it. By the end of the night, it was only at 25%, so a little bit more juice left in the tank, but still something that's going to require nightly charges. Might not be the best thing out there right now in the market, but there are still some things to like about the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE. For starters, you have that gorgeous looking Super AMOLED Plus display, the very first of its kind. We haven't seen it before. It's very refreshing to finally find it on the tablet scene. You also have 4G LTE connectivity in for the ride, and it sports a very different looking design from other previous Galaxy Tabs, so it's quite refreshing in that area. But when you factor in $700 outright price point or $500 with a 2-year contract, it's very tough to swallow. It's pretty expensive. Doesn't quite offer the most bang for the buck. You could, hopefully, if they come out with a Wi-Fi only version of the tablet, it's going to be a little bit easier on the pockets. But right now, it's just really tough to put out the money for this type of tablet. Knowing that there are some other things out there in the market that are a little bit more valuable in terms of bang for the buck. For example, the Asus Transform Prime and even the upcoming new iPad. But if you're more concerned about size, it has a really nice footprint with a 7.7-inch display, and it's pretty decent. So if you'd like to learn more about the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.7 LTE, you can check out our website, guys, PhoneArena.com. This is John V. Thanks for watching.